Hey Skylar babes, we're here again to talk about layering our Skylar fragrances. I'm Sarah Horowitz-Tron and I am the perfumer here at Skylar Body. I am here with my daughter Jessica and my dear friend and SHP team member Marie, and we are going to be layering the Skylar fragrances with you today. If you have your sample palette or any of your Skylar fragrances at home, go grab them so that we can smell together. Now, people always ask me, how do I layer? Is there a specific way to do it? And the answer is, yeah, there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. And I want to make sure that the most important thing is that it is about you, that you get creative, that you smell the fragrances and see what you love, which are your favorites, how they make you feel, and think about how you want to feel that day. The beautiful thing about this collection is that the fragrances aren't overtly complex, although they are accords, complex blends, but they're designed to be streamlined so that they can be layered with each other. So the collection we have here comes in the 1.7, as you know, the full size, as well as our little rollies for travel. And the great thing about the rollies are direct point application, which means they're perfect for layering. They are going to go exactly where you put them. So why don't we get started? Now, ladies, you both had the opportunity to smell some of our fragrances earlier. Jessica, I'm going to start with you. Any of the fragrances, did they speak to you? Did you have a favorite?
I really like Capri and Arrow.
Capri and Arrow, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Arrow, because the Arrow has more base notes, which means the deeper fragrances. So it has, remember we talked about the tonka, hints of patchouli, it's a little bit warmer. So we're going to start that as your layering piece. So give me a scan, come close. Okay, so we're going to start with Arrow first on the base. Smell. So that's the depth. And now, because we talked about the Capri and how it has all those top notes, the blood orange, the grapefruit, it has that sparkle, we're going to now layer that right on top of your fragrance. And you can see how they work together.
Wow, that's really cool.
So you see it has that sparkle on the top, but it still has the warmth. See, now you can call that the Jessica. It's super fabulous. The next way I can show you, and Marie, we'll talk about this. Did you have any favorites as we smelled through?
I liked Meadow, and I really like Willow, but I also liked Isle and Capri, so I was curious, like, how would you?
So that's great. So now we know you have 4. So how are you feeling today? Are you feeling a little brighter? Like, because you look beautiful. You've got your black shirt, so you're a little sophisticated. Do you want to go more light and fresh? Do you want to wear something that's more just versatile for every day?
Maybe for every day would be better.
Okay, so for every day, I'm going to go with, and then just taking you in with the sophisticated, I'm going to, just like that femininity, I'm going to go for the Meadow, since that was the one that you loved. But you also loved the Isle.
Yes.
And these two are one of my favorite blends. The Isle, which is this creamy, sheer softness in the base, and then the sophisticated kind of sexy floral accord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the Isle first as your base, and then I'm going to add on the Meadow. And then do I have? Yeah, actually, and we're going to get a little crazy with you. So first, perfect. We're going to add your Isle, and the Isle, like I said earlier, you could wear that everywhere. It's a sheer. It's great for every day.
On a daily basis.
Exactly. So try that, and you'll see. It's actually quite clean on you. And just really soft and sheer and beautiful. And then after that, I would actually layer the Meadow, because the Meadow has the floral accord. So that's more of your middle note. And your middle note is the heart, solar bouquet. That's where you find your florals. So we're going to layer that. Yeah, smell that on top of the Isle to give it a bit of a floral pop. Now, if we want to get really crazy, I'm going to take your Willow Rollerball. And now we've got this combination here, but just as a hint, I'm going to show you just a tiny bit with the Willow. And you can see that just brought a green accord to it. So this you could bring with you, throw it in your purse.
I
So
never
this is
thought of
without,
that.
yeah, so you
That
could give it
smells
the green
amazing.
here or just the two. And on you, that floral note comes up really nicely.
I like the mixture.
Excellent. That's
Nice.
why we're here. So these are some different ways that you can do your layering. The other way we could do, and Jess, I'll use your skin for this, is because the roller balls are so great to travel with and you can just really get specific in where you want that placement. I'm going to show you the aisle, which is that lighter one. Here, and I'm going to show you here. I know we've already anointed you. But we could just do a little of the aisle right here on your pulse point. And then I'm actually going to keep that straight, a tiny bit of the coral next to it, and then I'm just going to lightly move them together. Now, smell that.
That smells so nice.
It's got the brightness, but that coral is not as bright as the Capri that we showed you earlier.
It smells really clean.
Exactly. I think we're getting good with our adjectives. So that's the way that I would recommend layering. First step, smell them all. Check in with yourself and see how you're feeling and what you want for the day. And find the 2 or even 3 fragrances that really appeal to you. And from there, I want you to put on the one that is going to be your base, the one that's your foundation. Oftentimes that is aisle, but whatever you want to be your sort of what you smell at the end of the day, that's what you're going to layer on first. After that, the one that you want to have pop, that first impression, you're going to layer that on second. And then I always recommend throwing your roller ball into your bag so that during the day you can reapply wherever you want. And remember, pulse points are super important for that. So, my dear Skylar community, I hope this was helpful for you. The thing that we want to always encourage you to do is to really find out who you are and what you love and get creative on your own. I think the most important thing I can tell you is there's no wrong way to do this as long as you're really checking in and feeling what feels good for you and seeing which fragrances you want to really express yourself throughout the day. Jess, you had a good way to sign off. What should I say?
Like and subscribe.
Thank you guys so much for checking in. Definitely like and subscribe and stay tuned because Skylar Body is going to be coming out with some great new fragrances in the coming months and we want you to be a part of them. Thank you.